So remind me, what's the last achievement in this? I'm like nearly there. I put something in the note at once. What? Wait. What? I couldn't do that without it being the challenge mode. What? Okay, that was obviously a fake reaction, but you get the point. I wanted that achievement, but I wasn't skilled enough to get it, so the only rational thing I could do was script it. I mean, it seemed like it would take an hour at most. All I needed to do was obtain a screenshot, check for a few pixels, and input keys based on it. And I'll cut to the chase. I spent hours attempting it, and then lost all the footage, which seems to be a common theme on this channel. But hey, I learned a lot while doing it. Obtaining a screenshot was simple because I could just import MSS and PIL. Inputting keys, I could just import keyboard. But checking the color of the pixels proved to be the challenging bit. Working out which coordinates to check wasn't too bad. So if I screenshot my current screen and put it into paint.net, I can get coordinates of specific points on the screen. So I could get coordinates for the midpoints and just work outwards from there. The breakpoints stop me from pressing more than one input at the same time. However, the yellow spears proved to be the first challenge, as I would need to detect a yellow spear and press the opposite direction from the spear, because they turn around and come back. But I'd also have to detect it before it turned around, and there was just so much to do there that I couldn't work it out. So I just started checking closer, because by the time this yellow spear entered the point that I was checking, it would have already turned around. That way I can just always point towards it. But anyway, onto checking for an actual spear. I never had code that could check if it was a spear or not, because there are yellow spears, there are red spears, there are blue spears. It is just too tough to detect them all, so I just had code that detected everything else. Because the only other things on the screen are the white box, the characters, the green outline, the background, and the shield. Starting with the characters and the white's outline, those are all shades of white. And shades of white have the same RG and B values, so I could just check that it didn't have the same RG and B value. Onto the background, black is 000, so surely that's easy. I just do if not 000. But not in this game, because if you look really closely, you can see loads of weird values like 0068 or 553. Eventually, I just found something that worked. I just didn't check the B value, but I checked if the R and G values were both less than 20. And the shield had so many different colors. It can be red, it can be blue, it can... I'm not going to bore you with the details of that. All I'm going to say is I eventually found code that worked, and I'm not going to touch it ever again. And yeah, so after I had the baseline, I started trying to optimize it. Wait, we actually have footage now? Oh, okay, I don't have to do voiceover anymore. I can finally just let my work speak for itself. Okay, no, hold on. I just looked over that footage that I have. This is the file I thought I lost. The hour-long file of me working until like 1 in the morning, just trying to get all this stuff working. Did I even do an attempt? How did that attempt go? Oh, that's a moment. I know that's me. It's only pressing left.
Oh, not too bad. It's gaming!
Now, I should add, because I'm detecting any white as not an attack, it is me that is manually pressing to stop the bone attacks and the blue bone attacks. But other than that, that was still a really good attempt compared to the previous ones. But then I ran out of optimizations. As far as I could tell, all the coordinates were correct. I was checking way fewer coordinates than before. I had nothing left to do. So by that point, I just thought I needed to change something. My only idea was the code was too slow, so I needed to either switch libraries, which didn't seem like the issue, or switch to C++. And I had absolutely no will to do either. The reason I'm showing every attempt like this is because it takes 10 to 15 minutes to record each attempt. Because I have to go through all of Phase 1 and all of Phase 2, without dying as well, just to get to that point. And then I see about 10 seconds of me failing every 15 minutes. So I quit the project for a few months. And then when I came back, I had some better ideas at least. I had recently played through Undertale Yellow, and I, after doing Pacifist, felt so bad about doing anything else with the game that I did it all in a virtual machine because I didn't want to ruin my save file. But that did give me an idea. In the virtual machine, when I closed it, I could save the machine state. So, if I could save the machine state just before the attack started, then if I fail, I can reload that state, saving about 15 minutes per try. But the VM was laggy, which changed weird parts of the fight that made it hard to even get that far. Anyway, back to attempts.
I'm so excited! Come on, please! No! Oh, it did go left though! It did go left though. It tried. You gotta give it that. It did its best attempt.
I have no idea what happened to my microphone there. But anyway, so what happened there? Basically, code run inside of the virtual machine is as laggy as the virtual machine itself. And as code ran outside of the virtual machine doesn't affect the virtual machine, I wasn't allowed to have save states. Which meant either I had to go back to the 15 minutes per attempt thing, or I could cheat. I eventually decided to run a video of one of my previous attempts and have the console next to it. That way I can ensure that everything's working apart from the inputs themselves. And, well, it worked. At least most of the time, it always said the right input. So, what was wrong? I will show you! You had better not! Come on! What? You had better not! Come on! Yeah! What? It's saying the correct thing! So, if you look at the console in the bottom left, you can see it's almost completely accurate. And yet it's the same code that was running in the footage. The code knows what inputs to press, but it's just not doing it. I couldn't work it out. I guess that's it. That shows that it's press key. That shows that it's press key. Because if I look at it back, all of the inputs were correct. Every last thing that I've coded here is correct. I can't believe it. So me feeling sorry for myself aside, what does that mean? Basically, If the issue is press key, then I can't fix it. If the issue stems from the way that I am forced to use inputs, and that has the same issue as the way that Python uses inputs, then it's not something I can fix, which means it's just an impossible project. Is every video that I plan to upload to this channel just me failing something? But I wasn't done yet. I had one last idea. After I'd already quit, I just opened up Terraria to relax. And as soon as I opened the game just started menuing itself, as if arrow keys were being pressed. And that gave me an idea. What if it was input buffering? Of so many inputs were being pressed in such a short space of time that it just couldn't handle it. I did originally explain it better while I was getting ready to do that attempt, but my recording sounds like this. Okay, I know after a certain point, enough is enough. But one more! If I stop repeated inputs, then it won't lag as much.